No, society and people are weird, irrelogical, and some of the things that society accepts as given or, socially acceptable just does not make a lot of sense to me. And I think the reason why people just allow things to be socially acceptable is that it's just biology, right? Millions of years ago, if you were not part of a tribe, you would literally be dead. So we have a strong biological instinct to not go against the herd. This is why people don't start things like content creation and are super afraid of their perception. But what I want to talk about today is some of the things that I find very strange in society. One of them being figuring out your life path at 18 years old that is pushed onto children when your prefrontal cortex is not developed. And what you'll notice is that when you go through life, is that no one has shit figured out at 18. I would say majority of people never, I'd probably say 100% of people never, decide what they're gonna do at 18, and that's how their life path looks. It's just never that way. And the fact that society pushes you to figure out like what job, what career you want at 18 is just absurd to me. You are still a kid. You still have so much growing up to do. Another thing that's weird is the fact that now kids nowadays, after I started posting on social media and looking at these 18, 19-year-olds, they are trying to LARP about how they have made $1 million in the bank and they have figured life all out at 18, 19 years old, when you can clearly look at the back of their room and you never listen to someone's words. You actually always look at their lifestyle, right? That tells you much more than words, actions, behaviors, lifestyle. Because words are easy. You can say anything. People lie all the time. But you look behind them and it's their college dorm room and okay, like what are you talking about? You're teaching me about life when you're still going to school? That is fucking crazy to me. And somehow, this is like normal. Kids nowadays are really doing this nowadays. They're literally in their college dorm room teaching you about life when they are in school to learn about life. It's pretty hilarious. And I empathize with these kids because the phones totally cooked us, and now you're conditioned to think that you need a shit ton of money at a young age to find a mate and do something with your life. And that's why these kids turn out like this. It's just incentives and behaviors. But in a way, I feel like it's quite sad how competitive life is, how globalized everything is, and these young kids are competing with guys who have much more experience and knowledge behind them. So there's some food for thought. But I guess what also, I don't know, I just think the whole society, you going on a career path, not questioning it, and working your life energy towards some corporate America is so socially accepted. That is like, when I told people I dropped out and do my own thing, it's like they can't even believe it. It's like, whoa, that's like crazy to me. But you know what's actually crazy? You slaving your whole life away for some fat boss that does not care about you, and he is just trying to keep you around so you'll stay and do work for him. And there's very conflicting interests, right? Because his incentives is to keep you around for as long as enough to pay you out as little as possible to make as much money from you as possible. And your incentive is to become financially free, but you're not going to become financially free when that guy is trying to take your resources and time from you. So the whole idea that you have to work for someone and that's how you make it in life is just it never made sense to me. It never made sense to me now. It never made sense to me when I dropped out of school in 2021. It never made sense to me my whole life, yet it is so socially acceptable. And eventually I realized I just wanted to live for myself. I didn't want to live for anyone. And I got a lot of friction doing that. There's a lot of people telling me no. There's a lot of people telling me, you're not doing the right thing, Eric. But in my gut, I knew this is what I wanted to do. And so I'm just always a guy who is super stubborn and putting my own interest above anyone else's, including my parents, because at the end of the day, you have to live for yourself. I know if you are Asian and have Asian upbringing, it's very, very bad to go against your parents. But you know what's bad to go against? Yourself. Going against yourself, killing your ambitions and dreams and life goals for someone else is terrible, and I fully stand by that. But yeah, let me know if you guys think there's any other sort of weird stuff that society accepts and we take it for normal that just does not make sense at all. I'd like to hear your guys' thoughts. Have a good one.